Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the art of the savage reply. We're going to break down how you can turn those moments where you're totally speechless into opportunities for some seriously sharp, witty, and masterful comebacks. You know that feeling, right? We have all been there. The argument's over, you're walking away, maybe you're replaying it in the shower, and then bam, the perfect line just pops into your head. So how do you get that perfect comeback ready for the moment and not hours later when it's totally useless? Well, let's figure it out. So a true savage reply isn't really about being cruel or just being the loudest person in the room. Nope. It's a skill. It's a strategy that mixes smart timing, sharp words, and this is the key, complete emotional control. It's about winning the person's mind, not just the argument. Let me show you a perfect example of this. See how good that is? She didn't get defensive. She didn't get angry. She just calmly took the insult, her language skills, and completely reframed the whole situation with a super sharp, witty comparison. She didn't just block the attack. She totally disarmed it, all while staying in complete control. That's masterful. All right, let's get into our first set of techniques. You can think of these like verbal judo, right? We're going to learn how to take all that aggressive energy from your opponents and just flip it right back on them. First up is a strategy called the reverse attack. This one is all about using your attacker's own words as a weapon, but you do it without ever losing your cool. It's super elegant, it's surprising, and believe me, it is incredibly effective. Okay, so here's the setup. You've got a reporter, and whether she's doing it on purpose or not, she keeps getting the actor's name wrong. Now, this creates a really awkward, kind of insulting moment, and all the pressure is on him. How's he gonna react? And here it is, just a total masterstroke. He doesn't get mad, he doesn't correct her and make a big deal out of it. He just calmly returns the exact same mistake right back at her. In one sentence, he reverses the attack and shows how absurd this situation is. Brilliant. So what makes this so powerful? It's that you don't get dragged down into their argument. You're not fighting about their point, you're just mirroring their action. And what that does is it makes their behavior look really cheap and it keeps you in that dominant, calm, controlled position. Now, let's look at a different kind of redirection. This one's a bit more of an advanced debate tactic. It's all about misrepresenting what your opponent is saying to make their argument way easier to defeat. So instead of actually dealing with a real, probably strong argument, you basically create a weak, twisted copy of it, kind of like a scarecrow or a straw man, and then you just knock that down instead. This three-step process is a really powerful way to grab control of a conversation. See, when you start with that phrase, "so you're saying that," you're subtly shifting the entire focus to your simplified version of their argument. And from there, it's an easy win because you're not even fighting their real point anymore. Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked about redirecting an attack. But what if you could just absorb it? What if you could neutralize its power and actually turn it into a source of strength for yourself? This is a really fascinating defensive move. It's all about calmly agreeing with the basic idea of your opponent's insult right before you masterfully flip it to your advantage. Now, this is a direct, aggressive, physical threat. The reaction most people would expect is probably anger or fear or maybe a counter threat, right? But that is not what happened at all. So instead of fighting back, he just calmly accepted the premise that he was going to get hit, and then he used it to project this image of strength and discipline and complete preparedness. He literally turned their threat into his opportunity. By agreeing, you just completely suck the energy out of their attack. I mean, what are they going to do? There's nothing left for them to fight against. This lets you completely reframe the entire story in your favor, and it just shows this incredible, unshakable confidence. And that whole idea of confidence brings us to another really powerful absorption technique. Sometimes the absolute best response is no response at all. A calm silence, a simple laugh, or a confident little smile can show you just don't care, and that can completely nullify their attack. Now listen, all of these techniques we've talked about, they're just tools. The real power, the engine that makes all of this work, comes from your mindset and your physical delivery. Here are 4 quick psychological tactics you can keep in your back pocket. See the pattern here? Every single one is designed to mess up your opponent's rhythm and put you back in the driver's seat. Whether it's by creating awkwardness with a stare, showing you don't care, or turning the concern back on them, the goal is always to break their frame and establish your own. And you have to remember this. The most brilliant words in the world will just fall flat if your body language is screaming that you're shaken. Real power is delivered with a calm tone, speaking a little slower than usual, a confident smile, and bold eye contact. Your presence speaks volumes before you ever say a word. And here it is, the ultimate pro tip. Before you deliver your reply, just pause for 1 second. That tiny moment of silence builds incredible tension. It commands attention, and it signals to everyone that you are in absolute, total control. So at the end of the day, a savage reply isn't about verbal destruction. It's really a high-level skill of emotional intelligence and strategy. It's designed to win influence, not just to score points in a fight. So, as we wrap this up, I want you to think about this. What will you focus on mastering first? The words that you choose to say, or the powerful silence that gives those words their true weight? The answer just might surprise you.